Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure. This is Transport Fever on the North Atlantic map. You're joining me in Hamburg, just north of Berlin, and we're sitting outside the airport doing a spot of plane spotting. Admittedly, this is quite a dull thing to be doing, given that every plane looks exactly the same, but you know, we spot them nonetheless. No one may reason better than that. Anyway, in the last episode, we started the kind of the construction of this area. Let's do some truck spotting. There we go. Truck. In the last episode, we built this station, and this is going to be a major kind of goods hub distribution deal, much like we've got in North America. We've got planes, we've got trains, we've got trucks, we've got ships, and we've got a depot where the points really don't make any point at all. Very limited interchange going on here. There's quite a lot of noise though, isn't there? See, look at this. See, we've got wind turbines turbining. It's terrific stuff, friends. Anyway, today I'm going to try and make some sense of it. I really don't know where we're going to get up to, because this needs to make sense of both, you know, the passenger route that we're running through Europe, and it needs to make sense of the goods that we're going to be distributing as well, given that it all hooks up to the depot. So stay tuned, it's sure to be something quite convoluted. Okay, so among the reasons that I want to make changes is this particular line here. This train delivers bricks to Berlin, work construction materials. We refer to it as brick just for the sake of convenience. And it crosses over this passenger line in order to do so. And as much as I've signalled up to give the passenger train priority, this is not how I want to do it. This is a similar scenario, so we're heading out to Scotland at the moment by way of London, driving over all this traffic in the process. People who, you know, went through. To be fair, you can't blame the drivers for this. The amount of queuing going on here is hellish, and then you've got trucks that are trying to distribute to places. And actually, this is a good time to look, because I think the trucks are on the wrong scale. No, actually the trucks are on the right scale, which would mean that the regular trucks are on the wrong scale. What a great piece of camera work. Yeah, so basically this whole interchange we've got going on here, I'm going to bulldoze a lot of it and try and make it better. But I don't know when we're going to run anything again. And that's problematic. So let's just do a quick review. So we've got a good station here, which is dropping off. We've got a good station here, which is dropping off. And then we've got a good station over here that is picking up. Now that's fine. Okay. It also distributes out to Nantes, I believe, as well. So down here. Now what I want to do instead is I want to do it from there. Now, this might seem counterintuitive, given that the said construction materials could just go straight to Paris. But I want to take. Do I want to take them up there? I can't even decide. I just know there is a better way than what I'm doing right now, and that involves quite a lot of rethinking. It's almost like I just want to etch-a-sketch this whole area and start it again. In a way that makes more sense. And this isn't going to be the only thing that we distribute from here. No. We will also, you know, this coal has been hooked up. We have hooked up this coal mine, that's what they call them, in the UK to try and to hoik it somewhere. I haven't found the where am I hoiking it to yet. No, really haven't. I haven't figured out what I'm doing with that. And that's the story of Europe, is I haven't figured out what I'm doing with any of it. It's all making some money. It's all making pretty good money as it happens, but I'm sure it could be making more. Right, let's start by making sure we can't go back. Oh, buttocks. Should have done it the other way around. Give me a large country road here. Yeah, hook him up onto there. And then delete. If you delete the front and then head back, it'll get out of the way. That's it. Go on. Clear off. He's trying to pull a U-turn at the same speed that I'm deleting it backward. Right. Then we'll get rid of this as well. Basically, I want this whole section in the middle to be completely empty. And then we'll figure out exactly what we need to be going where. Now, there's a high chance, you know, brace yourself for the fact that it might end up looking exactly as it does now. And that's fine. But I want it to have been a conscious decision rather than a gradual evolution. This is the renewal of the continental services that we run right now, and that means you know, a revision of the lot really. What should we get rid of here? Pretty much all of it. Yeah, hate this bit. Hate it. Don't get me wrong. I never said, you know, I think it's great that you can now have one track crossing another. I think that's fantastic. But I hate it, and therefore we'll get rid of it. I see. Look, I'm considering. Do I put a second passenger station in Berlin? Well, wouldn't that be exciting? But I mean, the main thing I want to accomplish here is I want to get more growth in the city, and to do that, I need to make sure that I'm not bisecting it with rail lines every 300 meters. Right. Okay. What was that left us with? This big chunk coming out of Paris. Okay. Right, and that bit which we don't need. What's that making? See, that's gonna make steel, right? Which means that the coal that we've got coming from East Anglia could well end up right there, which is going to make this whole area even more complicated. And I like that as a concept. Complexity is sexy. Complexity. Yeah, I thought I'd try it on. It didn't really work. Okie dokie. Right. So we've got a redundant line there. We've got a depot. No, you're done, mate. You're no longer playing. We're done with you. We've got 4 lines currently running out here, which are all passenger. In fact, we've got 6 that can be passenger lines. 2 of which we're using for goods. Now, I want the passenger goods station to be a little bit more. Actually, you know what? Let's get some stuff off the track. Which line are you on there, Bundy? You're on that one. Okay. Now this is going to be disruptive, but I'm pretty confident that the setup I've got stateside, sorry, in North America. Go on, depot thyself. You're ancient anyway. Still running a crocodile, for crying out loud. Pause. Right, kill it. Sell that rubbish. Thank you. Yeah, I'm confident that the operations in the North American side of things can offset any shortcoming that might emerge during this temporary kind of redesign. I ought to do the same with all the trucks as well, because I want to rethink those truck lines. Eventually, there should be nothing of my trucks heading over these level crossings. Level crossings, as you know, is a surefire way to wreck your traffic. Right. And this is the point at which it becomes incredibly obvious that I don't really have a plan. I know what I don't want. I haven't really decided what I do want. Okay, so there's Great Britain, and it's coming in on there at the moment, which is good. There's Scandinavia coming in on here, and that's good too. I quite like that as a concept. Then we've got wherever you're heading, which is you're going to be Swiss Italian, and that's also good. Right. Okay, so that's splendid. We've got what, 4 platforms in Berlin. Perfectly adequate. You chaps could be a little bit larger and a bit more dramatic, but you know, we're not bothered about that for the moment. Okay, so Berlin itself is actually pretty well organized. All right, well, what do we do then? Declare victory? So then we've got 2 tracks coming out of here. Now that could go to Scandinavia as well, you know. Or we could pull it back on itself and head up to the UK and Ireland. Yes, we've got this goods station for Paris, which I set it up here in the hope that we'd get a little bit of growth out in this site, you know, this kind of suburban area of the town, but it hasn't picked up so far. So how about we lay in passenger services and then we'll think about where we go next. All right, okay. So if we're saying that this first set of tracks here is heading out to the British Isles, I'm going to need to electrify all this as well, just so you know, construction's not possible. All right, we might have to accept that some of these legacy low-speed tracks are going to be stuck with us until they're not. Right, okay, splendid. All right, I want to upgrade the station. Well, all right, give me a quote on upgrading the station. High speed, 1 building will be removed, which perplexes me a little, but you know what, I'll pay it. Yes? Yeah, we want to pay that? 240 is not a very long platform, is it? Yeah, let's do it. There we go. Empty all those passengers out in the process. Okay, right. Yes. So these first 2 tracks are heading. Well, we could be even more dramatic than that. I mean, if we pulled a sort of upgrade us to one of these. What are we talking about? If I want to go around like that, what sort of a corner is that? A pretty wretched one. Okay. 75, 80, and that's we're in kilometers per hour now. Okay, 75, 80 in miles per hour, you kind of go, well, that's fine, what are you complaining about? In kilometers per hour, you kind of go like, what is this, 1900s? Because I mean, you know, this all taps into the aspiration of having as much running as possible, and in order to do so, you know, we're going to need to speculate some. So we could do that, and then let's spend the money, just by way of example. And then with the other one, I don't know why you're being difficult there, friend. Come on. All right, come out as far as there, maybe, before heading over to the Scandinavian route. Right, like that. And then following that up. And I mean, this opens up more possibilities, not least of all for like a TFV, a TGF, TV, GVT, whatever the game calls it, and getting that, you know, maybe going from the top of the continent right the way down to the bottom. That could be good fun. Okay, you know what? I'm over it. Right, London, I'm sorry, but you're not going to have a Parisian connection. We're just going to worry about Berlin as far as you're concerned. Subject to me changing my mind. Right, now, in order for this to work, firstly, let's upgrade the track that we've got here and electrify it. Europe is going to be very, very electricity friendly. Largely because Europe is very highly electrified when it comes to trains. I know there will be parts of it that aren't, but certainly UK, Germany, France, we do like our electrics. And I realise there is quite a lot more Europe than that, but you know, there you are. Now, I'm going to have to fly one of these tracks. We're either going to have to do this connection up to Scandinavia as a flyover, or coming down from London, we're going to need to do an aerial approach. Okay, where's my target here? It's right about there. All right, okay, right. Well, if that's the target, and we've already got, you know, there's plenty of scarring of the land to give me an indication of where we're heading. Let's see where let's see how we get on. Right, you upwards a little, please. Actually, go up quite a bit. Otherwise, we won't get there before we need to. All right, turn into a bridge. Thank you. Right, now, this being the modern era, we want this to be as modern a bridge as humanly possible. I don't, you know, spare no expense in this bridge construction. There we go. Right. And then just a little, well, actually, we can tell if it's high enough. If I go like that, stay flat. All right, are you happy to go over there? You are happy to go over there. Okay, right, we're in business. Right, okay, so, no, stay up. Now, where's my crossing track? There, you are going to fling it up here. I might be worth sticking this in first, actually, and then merge onto there. It's going to be worth sticking that in first. All right, fine. Where are you? Come here. Where are we going? We're going over there. And I want you to connect up rather like that. That's pretty good. Yeah, that'll do it. Right. A large swoopy curve will do the job nicely. Okay, now fly that down there. Now, I think when I finally unpause the game to get things back in motion again, there's a high chance that I'm actually going to sell everything that I currently have in Europe, at least. Trains, trucks, the works. I think we'll probably get rid of all of it. You stick together like that. Now, do we want to run as a 4 for a bit? Because that could be quite exciting. All right, what does that get us as far as a speed corner is concerned? 160. Well, you're already mid-route by now. Come out the other way. All right, like that. What does that give us at the slow point? 156, I'm seeing. Any slower than 150, 146. That's okay. Okie doke. Right, and then we'll just follow that on like that. Splendid. Right, get rid of this. No superfluous depots. I could possibly make an argument that the entire purpose of what we're doing here is saving the hellish expensive cost of running so many depots, but actually, you know, the amount we're investing here would probably cover the cost of all my depots for, I don't know, a few hundred years. No, see, there you go. That's quite nice. That should make that bit of track quite busy anyway. And this whole area is going to be quite busy. And I've not thought this through. Breaking news. Hasn't thought it through. I'm flying the wrong section of track, or am I? I think we need to fly both sections of track, you know. I think we need to triple decker this because all of this is coming out here. And I don't want airborne goods trains, given that they take so long to get up to speed anyway. All right, okay. We'll triple decker it. And this is going to have to be the top height. So if I just bring a couple of bits of track, no, you're going to need to know where they're going. Okay, fine. Right. Well, line 1, you can go to Berlin. Right. And I've no idea. Where do you want to put your Berlin rail station? I mean, I could do it by truck from here, but why do anything by truck when you've got trains? You know, I don't need answers on a postcard for that one. You wouldn't. If you've got trains available, you use trains, damn it. Right. And then we're either going to fly this or the approaching passenger service is going to overlap with it. And I don't want to do that. Okay. But you're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do that. I'm okay with having one line that stops. Right, I'll go around. Something like that. Okay, that won't be it because that that goods station is history. It's out of here. I'm not. We are not entertaining it in any fashion at all. Right, line 2, you can go south. Okay, right. Line 3, you can also go south. Just stick it. The reason I'm having to do this is because I want to get the pillars right on the bridge. Because if I don't, then there's going to be some upset. No, look, give me. I want a snapped bit of track there because you're going to be two-way. All right, there you go. Line 3, potentially line 4 as well. Don't look too deeply into what I'm doing with that lot right now. This is more just for getting the crossing right than anything else. Right. Okay. You're going to want to branch into 2 as well. So we might as well. See these as sketches. They might be incredibly expensive sketches, but sketches is what they are. Yes, okay, right. You come on down. Right, and then with the other 4, we've got the UK, we've got the south of France, we've got all of that business to play with. So you're going to go around there like this. Okay, you're gonna go that way somewhat. Where's my other bit of track? There you go. Ooh, where am I gonna stick you? Hold everything. We might have to share the passenger line there for a minute. In which case, let's do that now before we think about flying the tracks. Let's make sure we can merge there. All right, so you're going to come around like this. All right, you two. This is going to be hellish for. Actually, you could be the south of France, so you could go down there like that. All right, and then you can head down in that kind of direction as well. It's just as well I've got a tight mental picture on what's going on here, because you know this could all unravel so very easily. Okay, I think that is pretty close to the dispersal coming out of there. We also need to consider, of course, that I need to be able to get all of my passenger lines onto here. In case they need to go back to the depot. So that's, yeah, see, you didn't think that through, did you? Hush now. I'm thinking it through now, and therefore it's all fine. Right, these 2 up here, you're heading to Scandinavia, so actually, this corner that you're very pleased with, we don't want that. Also, this bit over here, let's trim that back a little bit. Yes, you've made that corner a little bit too aggressive for the passenger line. Passenger line's going to come over this way. Excuse me. Right. Okay. No. Yeah. But see, here's the good thing. I think we're now on the right approach to this. Let's come out just a little bit further so I've got room to make to set my points. Now that's actually quite a low speed corner, but we have well, we came out of Paris a little while ago. Gonna need to trim that back. Alright, no, just there you go, like that. Okay, right. Now we'll start flying this. Gently, and up. Right, now this one is going to go up gently. The UK line is going to jump over both. The British Isles route is going to hurdle quite a lot of track. Come on, turn into a bridge. There we go. All right, bridge it. Yes? Right. Is that too high? No, that's about the right height. Okay, now stay on the flat, please. All right, get over there. Rather like this. Let's make sure we're pointing the right way. We're going to need to have started the turn by now, I suspect. Can we pull down? Yeah, we can. Hey, okay, that one's going to work out just fine. Right, you hook up with that. Excellent. And then around the corner. Steady. And with that. Good. Okay, yeah, that's pretty swell. Maybe it's a little higher at its peak than it needs to be. I do think, yeah. You see, I mean, I'm not pleased with the rate of climb increase there. However, needs must. The real challenge is going to be whether I can get the UK line to get over that in time. And I don't think I can. I don't think that's going to work at all. I've got ever such a nice junction here. I want to keep using it. So it might be that the Paris Scandinavian approach is the one that goes double height. Let's just take one for now. Bridge yourself. We can't increase height any better than that. There we are. Right, well, we're up and still climbing. It's not going to make it. And we sure as hell don't want to be doing a crossing on there. No, that's hideous. All right, cancel that. All right, okay, so that was plan A. Plan A, not so much. And it's all because of the amount of space I've got to come back down again. That's the difficulty. Let's go. And you see, now that I'm toying with the notion of a three-way overlap of trains, you're going to have a really tough time talking me out of it. I think this is a beast of an idea. Right, onwards, upwards. All right, I don't like that lump. I mean, I guess we're stuck with it, but I'm not a fan. Can we get across there without a fuss? Yes, we can. How high are you? What if you see, we can go quite a bit lower than that. What would be incredibly useful, and I know there's a mod out there, but I've never taken the time to seek it out, is what would be useful. It would be the ability to send out, to lay track at an altitude already, rather than having to build up to that altitude and then build the track. Although I guess you build one lump up to get it to the right height, and then you build off that stub, I suppose. Right, okay, let's have another go at this, because I'm not bored of it yet. Let's do that. Actually, let's do that. Keep increasing your height. Where are we now? Well, we're up some. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna get it over here, right? We'll increase the height. There we go. Right, now, what's the actual height we need it to be? Well, you're colliding, so obviously it's taller than that. Give me the appropriate bridge. That looks okay. What about flat? Negative. That's pretty good. So that's literally just above the catenary there. So I don't need to go any higher than that at all. If we delete the catcher over here, because if I don't, there's a great likelihood that I end up going more airborne than, strictly speaking, I need to. Right, up to flat, please. Correct bridge selection. Why is that a different... Oh, don't tell me I chose the wrong flipping bridge. Oh, you peasant. There's no way you can upgrade it either, is there? You can't say, I say, dear boy, would you be so kind as to... No, there is no dear boy option there. Right, up. No, one more. Yes. Right, give me this. Pull it back. Pull it back. Oh, I see. So after it unbalks itself, it reverts bridge type. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Now, give me a good angle here. Right, and then we inch forward just a little, and we make it flat. There we are. And as before, we're skimming the track. Now, can you go alongside that? We want to make sure that we're not going to, you know, bump into further inconvenience of putting bridges out. Right, so I've got enough room underneath for 6, 7, possibly 8 lines of rail traffic, and that's entirely adequate. Right, and we take that around there, and it should do it without any further humps in the track. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then, how severe is that? It's a little bit more severe than I wanted. So if we ease it back some to about there, that's nice. Do the same with this. Now I'm going to run high-speed trains up to the UK. I haven't given additional thought yet to how we're going to do it with goods, but I think I'll probably have a dedicated goods line rather than it mix with the passenger services. Because while there might not be very many stations on the British Isles, I do want to, you know, I do want to make sure they are fully serviced. There we are. Right, a bit like that. That looks pretty good. Okay, now, here we go. Is this going to be able to hurdle it? Now, I know you liked your nice junction that you had before, but I suspect very strongly it's dead now. So you're just going to have to build a fresh one. Okie dokie. Right, level that one out. Dinky 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 ding. Okay, right, here we go. Brace yourselves. Actually, before we do any of that, I'm going to save the game. Save that game. Yes. There's just part of me says all of this flying track all over the place. The likelihood you collide with this bridge, and the game kind of goes like, crash, you say? Oh, happy to help. Is pretty high. Okay, now we're going to need to go a bit higher than that. Let's get as far as do that. Let's keep the speed up. Thank you. All right. Keep it going up. Right, let's just take it over there. Right. There we go. Now that's an intersected bridge section there. Oh yes. In fact, it doesn't even need to be that high. That's a little higher than it needs. But you know what? I do not care. That looks fantastic. Right, mash this over there as well. Yeah, and once I've tree gunned this is going to be, I'm just basically, you expect like 6 or 7 episodes where I'm just sat there going, oh, look at that. A lot. Right, and then we'll bring it back down gently. We're going to bring it back down gently. That's too steeper curve. Bring it back down gently. We don't need to do this in a hurry. We just need to do it well. Don't build that bit yet. Give me something to aim for here. There we are. Right. And voila. Good luck getting another bit of track in there, though. Maybe if I do that side first, we'll have more success. Otherwise, we're going to be, we're going to be weeping over the amount of alignments that are colliding. You know what else would be nice? External pillared bridges, so that I could run one track in double-decker style over the top of the other one. Make it happen. There you go. Welcome to the Colonel Failure requests you to make him a mod show. Have I got room to squeak another bit of track past the edge of the airport there? I think I probably have. But I'm going to need 2 bits of track, not 1. Now, you might be going, what are you playing at? What's all this in aid of? Right, okay, there's the one we can't have. Basically, it's not going to connect to 1 or 2, so we're going to try connecting to 3. And providing, there we are, that seems to be a bit happier. Although I should be deleting back a touch more. Try and tidy this corner up. Although even then, there's still going to be, some fighting over terrain and the alignment thereof, I suspect. But we'll find out. Hold on. No, it's happy. We're happy here. This is our happy place. Okay, excellent. So that's, that's quite the bridge selection we've got there. I've even got room. Look, I've even got room enough for this to come tearing through. I don't know where it's going, but it can just do that. Right, smashing. Now let's merge this on. Let's kill these signals because I have a suspicion they're going to be in the way. Right, and then let's whiz one out there. Try and keep it as quick as possible. And this is a passenger route, so the fact that all the passengers are sharing this one track should be fine. There's a bit of an extra slowdown there in the middle. I'm not sure why, but actually, I don't mind that too much. Although I may have made mention of this being a TFV line, maybe I should mind. All right. Well, we can tinker with that later on. Okay, so. That's a start. It's quite an elegant start, but it's a start nonetheless. Right, we next have the Zurich and what will later be Rome lines. Now this, where are you 3 idiots going? These 3 idiots. Where am I going with these? I also need a line that's going to Scandinavia, Okay. All right, and as much as Scandinavia does have its own port, being able to distribute regular goods out there is probably going to be beneficial. Again, ignore this approach to the station here. That all needs dealing with. So I need to pull a really aggressive curve like that. Which it just seems to work. Okay, fine. I've no idea how the goods get any further than that. No, hold on, no, that's not going to work because the edge of the airport's in a flipping way. All right. So what? You've gone to the effort of not blocking traffic by having bridges going all over the top of it, having your goods train zip onto your high-speed line there. That's not exactly great, is it? Well, when you can't go over, you go under. We'll get rid of that. Yeah, so if we were to tunnel underneath on a curve, right? So coming from, it's going to have to be back here somewhere. So coming from about there, and then ending up about here. Now, I've not tried this before, so this is experimental. If it works, though, steal it. Here we go. Right. Straight over. You do it quickly so that the game doesn't try to snap to everything on the way. No? Oh, that's because you're pressing B rather than N. Again, go quickly. If it tries to snap to those middle tracks, that's when crashes occur. Right, N. Not yet. Still not yet. Go on, get under there. Oh, stupid game. Okay, well, if it was no, not stupid game, stupid player. If it was slightly more aggressive at the speed that it went underground there, maybe we'd have got somewhere. Well, let's try that then. All right, we're going to try and make this. What do we need it to be? 124 km/h corner. So basically, all the way through this maneuver, I'm going to try and keep it at around 124, 125, 130. All right, keep going down. You're going to have to go down more aggressively than that, Chief. No? No, you're not there yet, are you? You're certainly not going to get there at this rate. Well, I mean, how much more space do you need? You're going to need some smoothing there. There we go. There we go. We're under. This is good. All right, and then up one. Yep, up one's okay. Up two would be bad. Right, okay, right. Now, the reason I put this bit here is so that we've got something that we can connect to at the other end. By which I mean, you know, station end. Right, where's it surfaced? Surfaced pretty much next to the road. Road's about to get a flyover, right? And then put it around there. Get rid of that. Put it around here. There we go. What say you to that, game? Okay, that works. Right, and then obviously because we've now got the tunnel in place, we can tidy up the ends. You know, we don't need to settle for the wonky corner that I've got on there. We can now do it wonky on the surface instead. So what we'll do is we will. What have we got going on here? See, you've even built a third track just for goods, you special guy. It is on the wrong side of the track as we look at it now. But you know, let's not focus on the negative. What's going on there? That looks to be over-engineered, if you ask me. What if we go the other way? No, that's done the same thing. Maybe I'm trying to pull it in a little bit too early. Okay, right. Look, this is gonna, as you can no doubt tell, we've got a few episodes of monkeying with track still ahead of us, and the end result should be rather wonderful. I mean, that's optimistic on my part, but no, I'm pretty confident that what we'll end up with should be pretty special. Not to mention effective, you know, efficient, effective, lots of E words that you know people like. It will be that. It's just going to take us a little while to get there. And you know what? It's worth every second of it. I'm gonna tree gun this. I think we've got. Are we lumping there for no reason? We are lumping for no reason. Cease your lumpitude. Lump no more. No, we don't do that here. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. What's coming up next? More of the same. You know, as much as I say, you know, tune in for more of the same, this time, you know, I'm not messing around. I'm not kidding. It is going to be effectively the same episode again, where I'm poking at a different bit of track to try and get it coerced to my will. In all likelihood, I suspect what we'll end up doing next time around is taming the existing passenger route around the north of Europe to try and get it to work under the new regime. Also, I'll just show you. I'll show you ever so quickly. I mean, you'd probably know what I was talking about anyway. But this goods line from Paris to Berlin, I'm scrapping it. I want to do something else with it, or rather, I want to do something better with it. But I don't know what. So there you go. Tune in for me figuring out what it is I want to do, and then probably doing it quite badly. Thanks very much for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. This series has still got it's got legs. This series has still got a good way to go yet. Basically, if you didn't see the episode where I mentioned it before, I'm going to stick with this series until the frame rate drops to the point that it's unplayable, and then I'll probably do diverged saves, by which I will take the US or Europe and make them separate save games, delete all the vehicles on the other side, and just kind of finish off with a little bit of transport tourism. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. Subscribe if you've not yet done so to make sure you don't miss out on the next episodes, and chuck a like at this one if you had a good time watching me monkeying around with track, and I'll catch up with you in due course. Thanks for watching. What's this kink in the track? Cheerio!